What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri, back to talk about The Walking Dead and my review of Season 9, Episode 9. Obviously, spoiler warning for Season 9, Episode 9. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it, come back, let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, but let's get to it. Now, first, right off the bat, from the opening, you see a little quick clip of previously on The Walking Dead of Oceanside and Arat, and what Michonne says was pretty interesting. But overall, I thought the episode was really good and a great start for the back half of Season 9. And did you catch the tomato with Negan in Alexandria? Negan goes into the house and he goes to Judith's room. And I thought the picture here was pretty interesting of Rick, Michonne, RJ, Judith, and Carl. Then we see Negan take something from a wooden cross, and it reminded me of something in previous seasons. Negan escaping was pretty ridiculous. He left in the morning. Where was he the whole time? Was he just in Michonne's house and hiding? But either way, he escaped. I'm guessing this view right here was of Judith looking out her window, but you can see Negan walking down the side with a shovel, and only to be stopped by Judith. Where is everyone else at? Where's Father Gabriel? Where's Scott? Where are the other Alexandrians? But the interaction with Judith and Negan I really did like. I actually felt for Negan a lot this episode, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens with Negan in the rest of the season. But I definitely love Judith. I definitely like Judith at this age so much more than Carl at this age on the show. But I want to see where it goes with Negan and Judith and maybe the father-daughter connection dynamic. Can't wait to see how it goes. I like the interactions here at Hilltop, but Tara was just trusting whatever anybody said. Marco's like, yeah, let's split up, 2 teams, we'll make a perimeter. And Tara's like, yeah, that sounds good. I think Marco could have said anything here. And Tara would be like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't know what I'm doing here, so whatever you want to do, that's good for me. Because she's not the best tactical person, but we'll see. I love Luke. He is my favorite new character for sure. I just love it. He's like, hey guys, I got 2 hands. 2-hand Luke here. All right. But I like Luke. Alden, we'll see what happens at the end of the episode. We're like, oh man, they're in trouble. The kiss between Enid and Alden's gotta have Carl spinning around in his grave. He's like, oh, Enid, what are you doing? And if you know this channel and the Spoiling Dead fans, did you check out the house where the group goes, where they park their horses? Pretty cool stuff. I liked the interaction and dialogue between Michonne and Daryl, especially the parts about trust. Michonne and Daryl trust each other. I liked how they said, yeah, I'm glad we're bringing Jesus back. And their dialogue that Daryl and Michonne went out looking for Rick and they couldn't find him, but they wanted to for sure, and they feel bad for each other. I like the line by Eugene and his funny joke about being followed, and the Whisperers were following him. They had tails going after the group, and I like Daryl's plan about the bolts going into the legs of walkers to weed them out, and it was pretty smart. I don't really like Lydia, but she was just trying to survive, so I don't blame her. Also, when Michonne threw her walker mask down, that was pretty interesting that she just left it there with the blade. So we'll see if that comes up again. And like I said before, I feel for Negan. I kind of liked Negan more after this episode. And hopefully he can have a good redemption arc. The spider right here reminded me of the Season 9 premiere when that spider came out of the walker's face. Pretty gross, but pretty awesome. And I mean, I felt bad for Negan, and I don't know if I was supposed to, but I definitely did. When I see this shot right here, it reminds me of Merle way back in Season 3 with the car and the walker banging on the glass. The charred walker here was pretty great, and Greg Nicotero directed this episode, so you knew the walkers were going to be pretty awesome. The one right there, and also the one that Negan hit with the shovel, and the front of the face came off, that was pretty great, and Greg Nicotero and KMBFX never disappoint. And I'm pretty sure that walker was a double amputee. Negan drinking river water, you never do that, man, but he was thirsty and he was going and he got sick. Did you pick up where Negan was when he was throwing up? It was a pretty cool moment. It's a blink and you'll maybe miss it type moment, but Negan is at the lineup location where Glenn and Abraham were killed by Negan. You can see the trees where the RV would be. Pretty cool. Tammy Rose was seen because we're going to see more of her because I feel like she's going to be a person in the Pike lineup, but we'll see. And who's that guy? Is that Oscar? Is that Hilltop Oscar that I've heard so much about but never seen with Birdie and Tammy Rose? Daryl was definitely trying to get answers from Lydia. And like I said, I don't like Lydia, but Lydia was just trying to protect herself. Henry's like, she's just a girl, dude. Relax. And that pisses Daryl off for sure. I love the comic book reference here with Lydia in the chair and getting questioned and interrogated. Lydia was lying over and over again. And again, I don't blame her, but it was annoying to watch. You're like, just give us answers. I'm on Daryl's side, so I want answers. And look at this blatant symbolism. Become the man you were meant to be. Negan, become the man you were meant to be. Express yourself, menswear. Leather goods? Yep. Negan's got a new outfit and a new leather jacket. And I definitely felt for Negan when he saw the person who killed himself when he was basically hanging out with mannequins. And that takes me back to I Am Legend. Also, the dogs. Where have these dogs been throughout the series? We only saw a couple animals throughout the series, maybe a couple dogs here and there, but we saw 3 more dogs, and it was kind of foreshadowing, I guess, when Negan talked about the dog with Judith, and it was pretty smart of Negan to jump on the shelf, and that was pretty smart of Negan. Negan is a smart, resourceful guy. We'll see how long it lasts. To me, this picture of the walker right here reminds me of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if they were going for that, but that's what it looks like to me. Negan throws the walker in there, and I don't know if the walker won or the dog won, but I guess the walker ate the dog. This was pretty badass when Alden chucked the spear and boom, hit that walker in the face. This walker was pretty great too, and it's one that a lot of people might not appreciate, but I thought it was pretty great and pretty smart. Even though it's pretty far-fetched, it was pretty cool. I love the line right here. He's like, 2-man band. We got it, Alden. That's our first gig. I'm talking about gigs, man. I love the shot right here of the herd. That was probably the same one that we saw in season 9, episode 8, but the shot looks pretty familiar. Lydia's crying her eyes out. She's like, oh, we didn't have names, so we didn't have this. It's just my mom. And the Whisperers are waiting for them. The Whisperers are coming, and they're bad news. I can't wait to see how it goes down. Also, if you look at Henry's shirt, it has a logo of a compass. And that's more blatant symbolism that Henry is lost and he's trying to find his way. At least that's what I got out of it. Also, Tara's like, you're leaving, Michonne? I can't do this without you here. How are we going to do this? But I did like to see Michonne and Tara being on the same page. Tara really appreciated Michonne being there. And clearly the communities are going to be back together again at some point. And even when Michonne was like, you know what you got to do, Daryl. Daryl's like, oh, crap. And I kind of felt bad for Eugene here when he's confessing his love for Rosita and she goes outside and pukes. She's like, this is what I think of you, Eugene. But no, she's pregnant with Sadiq's baby. And I wonder when they hooked up and how long Father Gabriel and Rosita have been together, because I just don't know. And the whole thing with Negan going back to the sanctuary was just putting it at rest, I guess. And I guess we're not going to see the sanctuary again because it fell. Crops don't grow there. I mean, it's a factory. It's not a lush landscape of a farm, and it doesn't have the soil for it. But I did feel bad for Negan, and it did take me back to prior seasons, season 7 and season 8. And even though they aren't the best seasons, it's kind of interesting to go back, for sure. And it's pretty interesting to see how it looks, why it looks this way. And there's no one even squatting in there or just living in there. Also, there is the motorcycle or motorbike that Negan found, and where is it? It was kind of hidden or behind a wall. But is this symbolic right here? What do you think of the rats? Is it like this place fell because of a rat named Dwight? And also, who's Big Richie? Why do we never see this guy and then he's there, right? We're like, all right, I guess the idea that Negan's moving on and there's nothing there for him, but it was just kind of weird why it took so long for him to kill Big Richie, but the rest of the walkers, it was okay. And I know the sanctuary was empty, but what if people were there? Would they be like, Negan, yeah, we got our leader back, right? Oh, all is well. Or would they be like, get out of here. We don't want you here. Negan looks pretty sad, that's for sure. But that's the point. There's nothing out for Negan outside Alexandria, and that's his new group. And when Negan blocked the door, but then let him in, and his line, it's not working out. Bing! And there's that compass again. He lost his way, and now he found it. Back to Judith Grimes. Back to Alexandria, I guess. So I wonder what's going to happen with Judith, Negan, Alexandria. Is Negan going back in his cell? Can't wait to find out. And I definitely feel bad for Aaron because he loved and cared for Jesus, whether they were together or not, and you just see the sadness in his face. And what was Daryl doing up there in a barn? The penthouse suite. Dog picked it. So whatever dog says goes with Daryl? Come on, Daryl. What are you doing? But I want to see what happens with Daryl and the Whispers. He's going to hang out at Hilltop for a while, and Michonne's going back to Alexandria. So what do you make of the symbolism right here? The nail in the coffin. Clearly, Enid is smacking the hammer on the nail. You see Enid, Marco, and Tara. Is there something to that? Is Enid in trouble? Is Marco in trouble? Is Tara? Well, Marco lost Ken. Enid could lose Alden. And Tara, I guess could lose Hilltop. Tara doesn't have a relationship that I know of, but we'll see what happens there. I don't know what to make of the symbolism. What do you make of it? I love the face right here. Again, Lydia's like, don't kill me. And I mean, if a crazy Daryl was coming at me, I'd be freaked out too. But you can clearly see Lydia opening up to Henry, and that'll definitely be a story arc for the back half of season 9. Daryl knows what's going on there. He heard the whole thing, and maybe it was lucky, or he planned it to do it that way. Pretty smart. Enid and Magna talking was pretty interesting. Enid is with Alden, and Magna is with Yumiko. You might not have picked that up, but they're together on the show like they are in the comic. And I want to see where that goes. Hopefully Alden and Enid stick around. They both make it, and it was pretty smart of Alpha to set the trap up with Yumiko's arrows. And that's just creepy. The whispers are pretty creepy, and I know they're just people under there, but it's pretty cool to have the horror aspect, and the trail ends here. She didn't say don't move, but trail ends here is pretty cool. So there you go, guys. That's my review recap of season 9, episode 9. I thought the episode was really good. I think it's a good start to the back half of season 9. It connects the first half to the second half of season 9 in a very good way. I thought it was a solid 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button to become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.